Hello, gang, and welcome to yet another Terror Time Tea. I apologize that I had to reschedule this two or three times. Um, I initially had to work until 11:30 this morning, which was cutting it close anyway. But then, hold on just a second here. But then, um, I got stuck doing a bunch of tickets. Like, that doesn't usually happen on a Friday, but hey, blissful, there was a whole bunch of tickets that came in at the last minute. Plus, I had to do my report that I have to turn over to my supervisor for today's meeting, which I was not at because I had to clock out early. So, but you guys don't need to know that. Anyway, I'm going to shut this door a little bit to block out the extra light. And I'm turning on the air conditioner back here because it went from being a little chilly to quite warm back here in the space of maybe 30 minutes or so. So, um, I still got a shiny nose, so I don't, I don't know. It just seems a little brighter in here than normal, but I'll just deal with it. If I have to make adjustments to my camera, I'll do that later. It was in the 40s last night where you're at, Blissful. Wow. Um, it didn't get that cold around here in good old Kentucky, but you're up north, so I totally get that. So this one's probably not going to be a very long Terror Time tea, as I try not to make these Terror Time teas very long because I'm usually just talking about a couple of movies. But I do have yet again some more watermelon tea because I love that chunky watermelon tea. And I do have some Archway frosted lemon cookies, which I'm going to taste right now. And those are very good. Because to be honest, totally honest with you guys, I love lemon and I love key lime. And Candace made me so hungry for lemon when we did the taste test on Friday Foolish last week. So stay tuned too at 1 o'clock. That's another reason why I'm going to try to make this one as quick as I could. Yeah, I love basically anything lemon. I even like lemon to clean with, like lemon Lysol and stuff like that. Um, so, phew, um, we're going to get right to these movies, and I'm also going to finish my tea here while it's still hot. So, no movie munchies, no watch alongs this weekend as a reminder, but next weekend we will be celebrating the 40th anniversary of A Nightmare on Elm Street. And Chris helped me decide what I was going to do the watch alongs on. So, for this special 40th anniversary of A Nightmare on Elm Street, we are going to be watching A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original one, no remakes or anything like that, on Saturday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, mind you. Sunday will be New Nightmare, also starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be all next weekend. This weekend, tomorrow, me and Steve are headed over to the zoo. I have our tickets all printed out and our parking pass and all that ready to go. I'm going to get to see the sloths tomorrow. I think the Louisville Zoo has had these two-toed sloths. I think they have three of them. They've been there for like at least a couple of years, I think, and I haven't gotten a chance to go. So Steve's going to be taking me tomorrow to do that. So I'll be sure to take plenty of pictures of the animals, and maybe I can share those with you guys. And I'll try to get the thumbnails and the promotion up for all the stuff that I'm going to be doing the coming week. And so let's get to these movies, shall we? Um, Okay, so the first one is Night School, starring Rachel Ward. You can see Rachel Ward there. Rachel Ward was also in a movie called The Final Terror, if we're talking about horror movies that she was in. She was also in the Thornbirds, which I never much cared for. I hated that movie. I've always hated that movie. If you like the Thornbirds, I'm not saying anything against anybody that likes the Thornbirds. My mom and dad loved it. My mom in particular thought it was an incredible love story. I thought it was just silly, that this girl would chase this priest through several years, and he met her when she was a little girl, which was, creepy in and of itself. But anyway, to get back to Night School, I have always enjoyed Night School as a decent little slasher movie. It's not the best in the world, but it's definitely not the worst. And I like the creative way that when the killer kills somebody in this film and they behead them, guess what? Their head ends up in all kinds of unusual places. One head ends up in a pot of stew. One head ends up in a bucket um, of water. So the heads are always submerged in some kind of liquid with this one. So this is like a college slasher because you have I guess he's an anthropology professor who's got a thing going on with Rachel Ward, who I believe is a graduate student. Um, she's very jealous of his extracurricular activities, I guess I should say. So not a really not a really complicated plot, which I don't think you need that in a film like this. Why would you make the plot so complicated? Because I think these films need to be short, sweet, and to the point. This one is definitely of average length at 89 minutes, just below that 90-minute mark. And I like um, the guy that plays the detective in this that's trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm trying to figure out what his name is, which because that's going to bother me. I want to know the name of that actor. So just give me a sec here. This is also known under the title of Terror Eyes. And I was confused by that at one time and thought I was watching a different movie and figured out within the first few minutes, oh, yeah, this is Night School. So Leonard Mann plays Judd Austin, the detective. Um, like I said, Rachel Ward is in this as Eleanor. Drew Snyder plays Vincent Millette, the professor that Rachel Ward has a thing for. And this is directed by Ken Hughes, who also did Casino Royale from 1967. He died in 2001, so he's been gone for a little while. He's also been a writer as well. Um, I think he was a writer for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which is, that's unusual. Um, he is a guy from the UK. So he said, in reference to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Kenneth Hughes did say, I did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and I didn't enjoy making it. The film made a lot of money, but that doesn't really make me feel any better about it. Um, So I'm not sure. He was a director for this one. He was director for Casino Royale. Um, okay, here we go. So he did a film called Sextet, Alfie Darling. Like I said, oh, excuse me, Casino Royale, of Human Bondage, um, The Trials of Oscar Wilde. Not a lot of stuff that I'm familiar with, except mainly Casino Royale. So, hey, Candace. Candace, I'm going to send you the link for the show here in just a little bit. I know we're going to be starting at 1, so I need to hurry this along so I can actually um, get to preparing for Friday Foolish. I have my list of movies to talk about, though. But definitely an interesting little slasher. The only thing is, I think that I have seen so many of these things that I was able to pick out the killer pretty early on. They honestly didn't do a good job of hiding who the killer is, in my opinion. But based on my enjoyment of the film and that in all essence, it was well made. I'm going to give it a 4 deadites out of 5. I do recommend it. If you can find a for free version of Night School, by all means, check this one out. It may be on YouTube. Um, don't go out and buy it just because I said it was a decent slasher if you don't already own it. If you have seen it but haven't seen it for a while, I would definitely suggest going back and checking it out again. Which brings us to the second film of the day, and that's Wes Craven's Serpent and the Rainbow. This is based on a book by an author, I believe his name was Wade Davis. And yeah, it's inspired by the book by Wade Davis. And I read the book, um, but it's been a really, really long time. But I remember finding it interesting, whether you believe in voodoo or not. It's a very interesting and well written book, and I would recommend it. Um, I love the tagline for this: "Don't bury me, I'm not dead." Um, so Wes Craven did this. This is one of the top Wes Craven films for me, other than A Nightmare on Elm Street. So there's a Harvard anthropologist, played by Bill Pullman. Bill Pullman is excellent in this movie too, by the way. He's sent to Haiti to retrieve a strange powder that is said to have the power to bring human beings back from the dead. In his quest to find the miracle drug, the cynical scientist enters the rarely seen netherworld of walking zombies, blood rites, and ancient curses. Again, this is supposed to be on the true life experiences of Wade Davis. Um, and I love this movie. This movie has everything in it. It has zombies, it has drugs, it has horrific imagery in it. And there's just a creepy vibe all the way through this movie. And I think Wes Craven took Wade Davis's source material and created a very, very competent and, dare I say it, enjoyable horror film with The Serpent and the Rainbow. And if you have not seen The Serpent and the Rainbow, I highly, highly, highly recommend this one. Um, I think he just really, Wes Craven really put himself out there with this one as a director, because I could have seen where this could have really went south, right? and become just an awful, trite sort of film. But in the hands of Wes Craven, it was done right. All the imagery was fantastic in this. The drug sequences, I think there's a scene where they like eat peyote and have these weird visions and stuff. Just a fantastic film where you're interested in voodoo or zombies or just horror in general. You're going to find it all with the Serpent and the Rainbow. And it's really trippy too, if I can say that, um, because of, all the hallucinations, the drug use, um, and just the vibe. The vibe is very dark, mysterious, and seems kind of a little there's something lurking just underneath that you're not sure what that is, but it makes you feel uneasy. That's the way this film presents itself, at least to me anyway. Hey, Chris, you say, hey, Dana, sorry I'm a little late tuning in. It's been busy today. Oh, no problem, Chris. I'm glad to see you uh, at any time. And, we do have 8 people in here, so thank all of you, whether you're chatting or not, for supporting me and supporting my little endeavors here. Um, but I'm going to go ahead and give my rating for Serpent and the Rainbow. I would highly recommend this one. Definitely, if you don't own it already, please, please, please try to find a for free version. But I'm going to give this my top rating. I'm going to give it 5 deadites out of 5. Um, Amazing little film. I don't think you can go wrong with this one. But I guess because it's almost 12:45, I need to get myself off here and get prepared for Friday Foolish, which will be coming up in about 16 minutes. And me and Candace are going to be talking about some of the most bizarre films we've ever seen. So be sure to tune in for that if you want to join us live on the stream and talk about some of the most bizarre films you've ever seen. We would love to have you on here. If you feel more comfortable talking about it in the chat, have at it. Either way, we both would love to have you on in any capacity, starting in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to get out of here for now, and I will see everybody in 15. So thanks for stopping by, guys and gals, and I'll see you in just a bit.